Hey, it's David Beckham, BreezeFlippers, back in my shipping room. Got 4 orders to ship out today. This weekend was a little slow. I have sent out a ton of offers though. I'm kind of hoping something pulls through. Sometimes we'll get some orders tonight. Got a couple lowball offers that I had to reject or send them back a counter offer. We'll see if they take it. But we had 18 orders all together for this week, but most of them came, honestly, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I shipped out most of them, and I will show you that. And we're going to talk a little bit about what sold, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the last video, because thank you if you're showing up to this right now and you just signed up from my last video. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, and I want to talk a little bit about that and add on to it a little bit, and maybe tell you some ideas for the future of some other stuff that I want to do as well. So let's get into it. You know, I was sitting there thinking, as I'm looking in the camera and I look at my little screen, because I show my phone when I'm trying to record, because I can't see it on the little screen on the GoPro, how much I must be glistening. It's kind of warm in here. And I was sitting there thinking, boy, professionals probably have a makeup person that comes in and puts a powder on them or something, but I don't have that. So you're going to get the real me today, guys. It's been a long weekend. We yesterday got up early, set up for the garage sale. We went until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we did about $370 in sales, which honestly, not that bad. But I did make 2 loads to the Goodwill. Yes, I did take it to Goodwill because it's the only place we had to drop it off. But I was happy to get rid of it. Just the stuff that we wanted to move. Stuff from my daughter's apartment. So made a little bit of money. It's going to help her move. We're going to be doing some auctions here too. Some other stuff that she had that we're going to try and make a little bit more money so she has enough money to move. And you know, so that we don't have to pay all of it. So anything can help. So we'll be doing a lot of dibdit auctions. I'll put some of that information up later to show you what we're going to be doing. So, but we did have 18 sales this week, so not bad. But first I want to say, if you're here and you just subscribed recently, thank you. My last week's video, it's called Viral for Me, I guess. So it really did good. And I was really just sharing some things that I know, and that's what I'm going to be doing all the time, guys. This is me. This is the real me. I'm not trying to put on anything or pretend anything. I'm not this great big eBay seller. I'm an average, eBay seller. I work part-time at this. I do this video stuff because I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy the interaction. Oh, I had a lot of comments. I loved every one of them, and I tried to respond to every single one of them. And some great questions, some great things. I really enjoy that interaction. I want to keep that up. So every week I am going to cover some more tools. Well, this week I'm thinking about covering the books that I use to learn how to sell comics, some Star Wars figures and collectibles and toys. So I'm going to share some of these books and kind of let you know what I just went through. I'm still old school. I love paper books. I can flip through them. I can earmark them. I can put a little tab on them. I can go back and refer to them. I know people also love digital books. You could probably get them that way too, but that's just me. I'm old school. So, but old school, new school. I still use a lot of technology because that's my job. But I try to keep it. I love reading at night when you lay in bed. You can put a little light on. You just read. It's just much better for you than reading on your phone. At least what I think. It helps me go to sleep better. So, anyway, let's talk about what sold though. We did have a few sales go through, and they were like I said, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I thought for sure this is going to be a good week, but it did slow down on the weekend. I don't know. Sometimes, this good, sometimes bad. Who knows? But let's see. On Wednesday afternoon, we actually sold a Babysitter Club lot of 21 books, Ann Martin, vintage books. So these were all very small, like readers for kids, young kids, young girls, young boys. Doesn't matter. But anyway, it was 21 books, sold it for $28.79. And that went out free shipping. It was media mail. It did not cost that much, but because they were small books. So I think it was a 10 by 8 by 6 box. Didn't cost that much. It was great. Also sold a hat that's been in my inventory for eons. And again, I'm going to pop all these up, guys. I'll leave them up there for a while. Somebody said I don't leave them up long enough, so I'll make sure I do that. This one is the Young Farmers of Alabama trucker hat. Picked it up at I'm pretty sure I picked it up in Alabama at a thrift store in Tuscaloosa, and I only paid $1.99 for it. It was in the inventory for a long time, so it finally sold on sale, $6.99 and $4.99 shipping. Sold a comic book, which sold a few of them this week, but this one's Crypts of Shadow, number 18, 1975 Marvel Horror, and it had the Mark Jewelers insert. So if you're not familiar with that, Mark Jewelers put inserts in a lot of the Marvel comics, maybe DC too, but I'm pretty sure most of them were Marvel. Somebody could correct me on that if you know. It just brings the value up. The inserts, if I remember correctly, at least this one was a pretty heavy insert. You could tell it was an insert, so it was a heavier paper. Very well done. So Mark Jewelers, big time. You'll see a lot of that every time. If you look in comic prices, you'll see that there may be a Mark Jewelers version. Those tend to go up a little higher. So if you find one, it's great. Now this comic itself was not in great condition. I gave it a fine. I kind of almost wonder if somebody gets it to make a comic of Mark Jewelers. Not supposed to do that, but it's not unheard of to actually do that in a more valuable comic. So I'd be curious to see what it's being used for. Or maybe they just wanted the Crypt of Shadows. So anyway, it's a cool book though. I did flip through it and kind of read through it. Old horror, it's fun. If you guys haven't read it, it's always fun. So that went out, $5.99 shipping, and nope, take that back. That was $5.99 shipping, yeah. So it was one of the ones before I started doing free. Now this next item, I bought this at an estate sale. There was 3 of them. And why I didn't put all 3 together and sell them as a lot is beyond me. Again, learn. You learn, you live, you learn. This is part of the job, right? I should have learned on these, but these were little tiny Japanese-made sailing ship ashtrays. You could tell they were an ashtray. They're really small, and you'll see the picture on it. I have 3 of them. I've sold one individually, and then I have now sold another one, so I still have one more. So, but it sold for $7.99. And I think I got $5.99 shipping on that. So it's a little tiny glass thing, easy to ship, but I should have just sold them all together as one. I'm just not really sure why I didn't do that. So anyway, learned my lesson. This is the new thing that I'm doing now is I'm trying to combine. I'm trying to get everything over 15, as close as I can to $20. That's the new goal. Sold a golf club that's been in my inventory for over a year. Callaway Big Bertha Warbird 10. 10-degree driver. Anyway, this is a regular, but it had a graphite shaft. Nothing spectacular, right? Just a regular old golf club. I am sure somebody was replacing one. They probably broke or they liked it. But I got $17.49 for that plus $12.99 shipping. The next thing that went out was a tactical assault gear Coyote mobile padded pistol belt. It was brand new. I mean, it's never been worn, never been used. Size medium. It was just something I actually picked up at a fill-a-bag sale. I got it, fill a bag for $5, and I just threw it in there. And I didn't think it'd ever sell, but it did, $24.99, and that got free shipping. Let's see, I sold another comic. This was the House of Secrets, number 126, and that was in very good or fine condition. Sold that one for $18.99. That one did have free shipping. Then this one was interesting. This is a die-cast motorhome RV toy pullback truck, and it was, I don't think there was really a brand on it, but I was at a, I'll show you. I was at a yard sale. I'm gonna walk back here, guys, sorry. I was at a yard sale, and I walked up and the table said everything was free, and I was like, that was really weird. So I looked at it and I saw a little RV, and it was you know, in a box, and I thought that was cool. And I started going through some books, and I was like, oh, I found a book. And I found a book, honestly, I love it because I'm a big nostalgia guy. So this is vintage aircraft nose art. Hard to get, that's what that says on the front. This is the nose art from aircraft in World War II. Cool, it's a cool book. And I was like, oh, I had to have it. So I was like, how much is it? And he's like, it's free, it says free. I go, come on. I go, can I give you something? He's like, no. He goes, it's free. He goes, I just want you to have it. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't want to sell the book. I wanted the book. There was a few other things I grabbed. And I said, are you sure it's free? I was like, I tried to give him money. And he was like, no. He goes, it's free. He goes, I just don't want it anymore. He goes, give it to you or give it to Goodwill. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. So I'll take it. He's like, okay. And I told him I was a reseller, and he knew. So, I mean, it was good. He was fine with it. So anyway, I did sell that little motorhome. It was complete in the box, $16.99, and it's got free shipping with that. So anyway, I had to show you the book because the book was cool. So I thought that was kind of fun. The other thing I sold was another CD set, and this was a box set, Billie Holiday CD box set, the Legacy 1991s from Columbia. And it has a booklet in it and everything. I sold it for $16.19, and that went out free shipping. Again, media mail. I don't think it was much. It was $5 something for that. But those CD sets are selling really well. So if you do find them, grab them if you got a good price on them. I mean, if you can get them for, you know, less than a couple bucks, I'd grab them because I'm surprised. Billie Holiday, well, you know, she's obviously, you know, amazing from her day, but, you know, not music I listen to, but a lot of people do. And so you pick them up. You might find something good in that. The next thing I picked up was, let's see, we had a Harley Davidson studded ladybird hat. And this was kind of a peach color. This was new with tags. And had it for a while. I picked it up, I think I picked it up on a Dibdid auction with some other hats. So I didn't think I paid very much for it. But it did sit there for a while, and it did go on sale, and it sold for $12.59 plus $4.99 shipping. Now, we're getting into the stuff that sold this weekend. So here is something I will tell you that I will never do again. So you learn your lesson. This is a Melissa & Doug ERLR wooden toy train with a magnetic linking. Okay, you can kind of see it in the bag, right? I picked up a bunch of these over the time. For whatever reason, I listed them individually. Now, I am trying to go back and take down all the stuff that I've done individually, like little stuff like this, and lot it together and put it, but it's just a lot of work, guys. I mean, do I want to list something new that's over $15, or do I want to go back and try to pull a bunch of stuff and redo it? So that's always the decision, but you know, that's part of it. At some point, I'm going to get it all done. But that didn't sell for much. It's $4.19 and $4.99 shipping. Is not really worth it, to be honest with you. But this next one was, and I did do that a long time ago. So this is a Thomas the Train Tank Engine and Friends Take Along Carrying Case. I'll put a picture of this up for what it looks like as well. But this is like a little carrying case. Now, I picked up the carrying case for $2 at a garage sale. It had nothing in it. And so I came home and I had a bunch of Thomas the Trains and put them all together. And again, these were ones I did have listed for not very much. I put them all together, and I think there's probably, I don't know, I said 13 trains and cars in there. So these, again, very small, not the expensive ones. I put them all in there, made a nice little kit, sold it for $25, $8.99 shipping. Next, I sold another comic book this week, which I'm happy to sell comic books. These are the comic books that I want to sell, guys. These are what I think I need to be selling. This is a The Weekend Presents Starboy, Volume 1, Issue 1. So this is made by Marvel. I didn't know that The Weekend produced a comic book, but I sold a graded one, and I've sold this one now. So it's the same book. This one's just the second printing, I believe. So did sell this one for $19.79. It does get free shipping, but this is kind of what I want to do. I want to be able to ship, you know, sell those and ship them out. Because they just are better sellers. So the more expensive books, I'm thinking part of my strategy is I'm definitely taking down the books here soon that are under $10, and I'm going to be selling those on Dibdit and on my big auctions because they're good books. It's just that it doesn't make a lot of sense to use a $1.50 Gemini mailer, you know, mail them out or do free shipping on them. You know, you make it a $15 book, and the book's really only worth $10 fair market value. But you can't really sell it for $10 and then take a hit on it, right? I mean, I'll be selling it for half. So I might as well sell it on Dibdit, where at least I get most of my money. So we'll probably look at doing those there. The last thing I sold this weekend, probably not the last thing. I'm sure something else will come in. It always never fails. Sunday night, between now and midnight, people in California start shopping. This is when they shop, and they just see things and they'll start buying it. So hopefully, maybe you'll be excited watching American Idol tonight, and they'll start buying a bunch of stuff. But this is a vintage book. This is called the Wintu, the Apache Knight, Marion Ames Taggart, 1898 Benzinger Brothers vintage book. Okay, so that's the way I listed it. This book is old, guys. I mean, really old. And it has seen better days, right? But don't sleep on these books. So if you see one and you think it's it might be something, look it up. They're not fast sellers. I will promise you that. This book took a good while to sell. I don't know exactly when. Let me tell you when. It was just listed. I picked it up I think it was November. Yeah, it was November. I picked it up in November at an estate sale. I picked up a whole bunch of vintage books, and I got them for maybe $1 or less. And because to them, sometimes they don't look them up. They just say old books, throw them in a pile, and you just make a big pile. And I got a whole bunch. Actually, this one was not, it was actually at a garage sale because we also found a vintage Flatsy Patsy doll that we lost somehow between there and the car. It's a long-standing joke with my wife and I that it's like Toy Story, she jumped out. Anyway, but yeah, I picked up a whole bunch of vintage books. Some of them already sold. This one did sell, $35.99, free shipping. So not, you know, it's not going to make me rich, but hey, it's a good book. So, so anyway, that's what's sold. We have about a little over $400 going out so this week. So that's not a terrible week. Overall, again, you know, from a performance standpoint, I really wish I could say that we are killing it, but we're even with last year. That's what's crazy. So you know, we had a great first quarter. Second quarter is not so great. I think it all started when, honestly, it kind of started right before the tariffs hit, and then as the tariffs are going, I just feel like the economy's a little slow. It's interesting, the things that are selling. I'm going to do a little bit of analysis to see what things are selling and maybe start looking at maybe adding more of those things, or trying to find or source more of those things, because it just seems like that's where it's at. But we're also, you know, we also have dibbed it. We're doing a lot of auctions on there. This week we'll be doing some more. And last week we took a week off of it just because we needed every night to get ready for that garage sale. And honestly, when you work full time, you don't have time during the day. So you really have to do all that stuff at night. So it's either auctions or get ready for a garage sale. Now we chose to get ready for a garage sale. So that's kind of what's going on. As far as, you know, again, I appreciate everybody. If you've gotten this far, thank you. I appreciate you finding my video last week. And it was crazy. I didn't believe how many people actually liked it. And there's a few that dislikes, but I love the comments. And listen, if you like it, great. You can click the like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it when you guys do that. If you're watching this for the first time and you stuck around this long, please like and subscribe. Or, you know, dislike and subscribe. It's okay. I will be saying smarter things at some point. Tonight I'm tired. I got to be honest with you. This book took an hour to find. It was misplaced, and that's not normal for us. We don't normally do that, but somehow or another it got into a different bin, and we had to go through 10 bins, book bins, comic book bins, to find it. So it's just like one thing after another, stress. But but I appreciate y'all being here. One of the things I wanted to talk about was, you know, I did talk a little bit. I did have a few people say they tried the prompt that I left last week, and I will be giving you more prompts, okay? At least the ones I use that work for me. But some of them said they work great, and somebody said it didn't work. And I'm going to go back to tell you that if you use it and it does something quirky, you need to tell ChatGPT what it did and tell them to correct it. So you're training the large language model. You're training it, okay? Everything that you do, every time you use it, it trains it. It should learn it. But there have been multiple errors this week with it. Think about all the people that are using it. That has made some errors where it seems like it's rerunning the same photo if you put a photo in there. So what I've been doing is saying, here are the next set of photos, and then it'll say, okay, give it to me. And then you put the photos in and boom, it works. Sometimes you have to do little quirky things like that to kind of to get it to work. But other than that, it's been working great. So technology, guys, it's growing so fast. And I saw some people that didn't like it. A couple people commented on how much they don't like the eBay AI. I'm not a big fan of the eBay AI either. I don't like the way it writes it. I mean, it's fairly accurate, but I just don't like the way it looks. So I like the way I have it set up in ChatGPT if I want something to do it. Now, again, my whole point of that video was technology is great, but your knowledge and what you learn and what you take with you when you go into a garage sale is really what's more important, because you can't always sit there and look at every item and run ChatGPT on it. You'll never get through another garage sale. You'll be at one garage sale all day. That's why watching videos, watching picking videos, watching flipping videos, to me, that's where I learn. There's somebody to ask about, where do you learn about how to sell on eBay? I learned the hard knocks way. I kind of did things my own. Then I discovered, oh, YouTube, I'll look at some of these people that are doing stuff. That's where I learned. So at some point, I'll probably give you guys a list of who I follow and who I like, but it's probably not the people that are teaching a lot of stuff. I do watch a lot of picker videos because I love those. I'm going to start putting some picker videos out myself as soon as I figure out how to make them more entertaining. But because I'm very serious when I'm out there, sometimes it's hard for me to speak to people. I'm not shy. It's just got to find the right opportunity to talk to people and try to interact with them. That's what people want to see, but they want to see what stuff you're buying too. So I think that's going to be part of what I'm going to add in and do some stuff on that later. Whether I put it on this channel or use something else, we'll see. But again, you know, it's one of those things, you know, we're utilize technology when we need to, but it shouldn't be the crutch. You know, it's a helper, right? I can remember when all this started. I started on the internet. I was in college in the early 90s, 1990 to 96. I was in college, Iowa State University, and I was one of the first people to have internet connection at their home that was connected to the college network. So we were given access. We were able to have these wonderful, I can't even remember honestly, they might have been 600 baud modems. They were slow. And you connected in, we were able to go in and use link system. We were actually pulled down data, researched, and did all this stuff. It's all text-based, right? So you can go in and do all this stuff. Well, then things started getting more fast, you know, internet started coming along. Before you know it, I think I had an 800 or 900, 9600 baud modem. Then we went to a 12.8 or 14, and then it was just like crazy. Things started going. The computer, you know, you had the old computer. I don't even remember what they were now. 1086, something like that. So they were so old. And then the Pentium came along, and you were like, woo! You were like, it was just like, this is crazy how fast they got. And then technology just grows so fast, and it grows every day. It's a big part of what we do. If you think about where we went and how fast television grew compared to how fast the internet grew, it's leaps and bounds. And the AI world is growing even faster. So it's going to be a part of everything that we do at some point. So you're going to have to learn a little bit about it, or maybe you don't want to, but it's going to be a part of everything you do. It's already a part of shopping. They're going to be adding an AI assistant in eBay to help with shopping. There's all this stuff's coming. Amazon's adding something. I mean, I've seen all these different things that are happening. So it's going to be part of our life. So we either embrace it, figure out how to use it, but it is a tool. And it is a tool that you should make sure that it's a tool. It's not a crutch. It's not the only thing you should use. If it's all you're using for your listings, just learn the basic listings. So I'm getting ready to help a neighbor, I hope, get on eBay and start selling, because they have a bunch of stuff they want to sell. And so we were talking about it, and I'm gonna go over and do my best to help them get started. And basically I tell them to start low, put on a few items, try to learn, keep moving, keep selling the things you have, and then, you know, learn what sells best for you, see what you like, and then kind of move from there. So it's going to be fun. This will be a good test, and it'll be fun to do. So, but anyway, that's what I got for the day. This week, like I said, I think I'm going to cover a few books, probably a couple books that I learned from, and I'll give you the links and everything to them. So, but I'll tell you why I liked them and what I learned from them, and I want to show you that, as well as some other technology stuff. So I had somebody ask me that they wanted to learn a little bit more about comics and collectibles. I'm going to show you how I learned about it. So anyway, that's what I got for this week. I hope you guys are doing great. Again, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for being here and listening to me. I'm David Beckham, BreezeFlippers. We'll see you.